Hi, I'm Leah.
And I'm Deveter, and you're listening to
Let's Chat.
Hey, Leah.
Hey, Mommy.
How's it going?
Well,
it's going well. That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat.
Yes.
We are here today, and we are going to talk about
cancel culture.
Cancel culture. Leah,
Yes.
tell the people what cancel culture is.
Okay, so according to Wikipedia, cancel culture or call-out culture is a modern form of ostracism in which someone is thrust out of social or professional circles, either online, on social media, in the real world, or both.
Wow. So cancel culture is interesting.
Yes.
So this is a topic that was of interest to you and you wanted to talk about it. So I'm going to let you lead the way. Why are you interested in cancel culture?
I'm not per se interested. It's just like something that confuses me, I guess, because I find a lot of people like really into it and like, oh, this person did this like 10 years ago, so now we can't like support them or whatever and that type of thing. And it kind of just like gets me kind of mad because it's like, why? Like just going all the way down to like the Twitter, Instagram, and like finding this thing, and it's like that was back then and now is now. So
you think that if people have done things in the past, for example, racism or sexism or something that they've done in the past, and now they have, for all intents and purposes, have turned over a new leaf and they're no longer that person.
Yeah.
If they are now rising up the ladder of success, whether it be in entertainment or, just in life in general, and they're now raising up the ranks, and people go back to their past to look at things that they've done in the past to bring them up and then tell you that you shouldn't support this person.
Yeah, first of all, like, why are you going all the way down? Like, are you bored? Like, what's happening? And yeah, I just find it really weird how someone like can get all these people like to unfollow someone. Like the whole James Charles thing.
Explain that to me.
Okay, so I forgot the person's name, but he had beef with another YouTuber, I guess, and people started unfollowing him, like unsubscribed to him. Like he went down so bad, but he like came back or whatever, and like that happened for like it went on for like 3 months, and people were just like talking bad about him, tweeting about him, and it was just bad. Like that whole situation was terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I think that those instances really are unfortunate that someone's past can come back and bite them in the butt, which is why, when we had our show on social media, I was sharing that it's really important that you make sure you're conscious of what you're posting on social media, because you never know when that stuff can come back. It can come back, when you're applying to colleges and they're going to scrub your social media and look and see what you have on there. People do go and look at your past. With jobs, they go back and look at, the things that you have posted, the things that you have said. Do you think that social media, it's always about social media for this generation, because that's where you guys live and express yourselves.
There's nothing else to do.
There's nothing. Lord Jesus. So how do you think it could directly impact your life, cancel culture?
I don't know. Like, I hope I never become famous, because I would.
What do you think it would be if you became famous?
Because some things, like, I say things that I don't really mean. So, like, if my friends, like, me and my friends' conversations were, like, recorded and someone posted it, we'd be in trouble.
Oh,
like,
God.
in trouble. So, yeah, that type of thing.
What kind of things are you guys saying? Are you saying negative things about people, or like,
no?
are you
we're
being
just
judgy?
observing things.
You're observing things.
Yes.
Okay. And so
not in a bad way, just to be like, yeah, like you see that, yeah.
Okay. All right. So cancel culture, you said that it took that guy's, followers down really badly. How have you seen people come back from the negativity that cancel culture can?
They start hanging out with other popular people, or like other I wouldn't say like celebrities, but like famous or well-known people, and that starts to like bring them back because the other person's fans are like, oh, they're with them, so let me follow them, and that type of thing. So I think that's how they come back. Or they like do the apology video thing where it's just like them crying with no makeup on and glasses. And they're like, I'm so sorry.
Do you
for what I
believe
did."
those apologies?
No.
You think they're scripted?
Yeah.
I do too. I don't
Like put water under their eyes.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting that recently Justin Timberlake did a whole apology thing to Britney Spears and to Janet Jackson. He had a situation with them with Janet Jackson, at one of the Super Bowls. He not ripped off, but pulled down her costume, and her chest was shown, and it was on CBS. It was a big deal, a really big deal, and he never apologized for doing that. So it's like all these years later, he wants to come back and apologize for things that he did in the past, saying that, it was because of him being a white male that he was able to get away with it, the privilege and all of that stuff. So I think that sometimes people make these apologies because they know it's going to impact, get their name back out in the spotlight. He has a new movie that's coming out on Apple Plus, so of course he doesn't want to get any negative press. So a lot of times in the entertainment world, it's like any news is good news. So if you're saying my name, that's a good thing because now people are paying attention to me.
Yeah, and the movie that I was watching called The After Party, which is really good, like on Netflix. Like the main character, he was like an upcoming rapper or whatever, and he threw up on like a rapper. Oh. And like his manager was like, it's good press. It's just like not good press, but it's like good press. Yeah. And he's like, I threw up on this really famous rapper, and you're saying it's good for me? Like what?
The thought process behind that is any news is good news. Like any coverage is good coverage, whether you're doing something negative. That's why you see so much negative news about rappers and artists in general, not just in the music industry, but in entertainment in general. You start to hear these stories about these people, politics as well. Yeah. Keep my name in the trades, as they would say. Keep my name out there so that when people search me up, they can find me. Google me. That's what everybody wants to see. How many pages are you going to get when you put in my name? So how can cancel culture translate to real life? Because to me, social media is not real life. How can that transfer to real life, you think?
I mean, in school, because that's where I am. I'm not like in a workplace. So like in school, you can like be hanging out with these people, and then you do something like that's bad for them or whatever. Or like for some schools, it's like, oh, this person is dating this person in the same friend group, and they have some tension, and she's dating her ex-boyfriend and that type of thing. And I guess like that gets the background characters, I don't want to say that, but background characters rallied up. So, and then like they start posting about it and that type of thing. But doesn't that also go into like cyberbullying or whatever?
I think it does. I definitely think it does. I think,
or like rumors.
Yeah, anytime you're putting anything negative out in the atmosphere on someone else, in my opinion, that is cyberbullying. Like, I feel like if you have an issue with someone, then you need to address that person face to face and say what your gripe is, what your complaint is, what your issue is. I think in life, as adults, we have to do the same thing. There are a lot of, I'm not going to say on Instagram or on the TikToks or whatever, but on Facebook.
Not Facebook. No, not Facebook.
Listen, people on Facebook are often having these, conversations or arguments and sub posts and all of that stuff. Like, it's still happening. People need to come from behind the keyboard, come from behind the computer screen, and address your issues head on. It's not always going to be the end result that you hope for, but it's better to address your issues than to hide them or to quote unquote cancel somebody.
Yeah.
You don't know what people are going through. You don't know.
Heavy on that.
Yeah, you don't know. So it's easy to sit back and judge someone when you haven't walked a day in their shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Like, I agree.
Yeah.
Because
it's important to have conversations. It's important to talk to people. and to express your opinion. Nothing wrong with letting people know how you feel, what you believe. And if you need to remove yourself from the situation, then do just that. Remove yourself from the situation. But yeah, cancel culture, it's the whole idea of canceling people for something that they've done or said. Go ahead.
But the other thing is you can't get canceled if you don't care. So like some people always come back and they're like, wait, didn't we cancel them? They're like, okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you did. I'm back now.
I'm back now.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of me. Yeah. There are definitely celebrities like that. Like Chris Brown was canceled after the whole Rihanna situation. But I don't know. There's still a large group of people who are not messing with him. And then there's also a group of people who are diehard fans. So yeah, entertainment, again, to me, is just not the real world, because they're just putting on, they're acting, they're having to become these personas. There are so many rappers who have never sold a drug before in their life, but that's all they rap about. You know what I mean?
Like, that type of thing gets me so mad too. Like, come on now. We all know you're like in the suburbs. Stop it. Stop it. And that's happening with kids now too. Like they want to be rappers and they're like, oh, I was in the streets. Like, no, you ain't not.
No streets. What streets you in? Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Just be yourself. Be true to who you are. And I feel like that comes a lot with self-esteem as well, knowing who you are and being aware of who you are, accepting who you are, and most of all, loving who you are.
Yep.
I'm an old lady, but I still have so many. I'm not old. No. Thank you. Still have a lot of things that I want to accomplish in my life. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm still moving toward those things. And can't nobody cancel me. Yes. How about that?
Okay. Go off.
Go off or whatever.
Yeah, so that's cancel culture from my eyes.
Cancel culture from Leah's eyes. Thank you for sharing that. I learned something new today. I'm not going to be canceling nobody. It's not nice. Yes. I won't do that. Well, thank you all for listening. I hope you enjoyed our discussion on cancel culture. If you have anything you'd like to share, a situation that you may have seen within the culture, share with us. Reach out to us on social media. You can find us on Instagram.
At Let's Chat _podcast.
On Twitter.
At Let's Chat _podcast.
And Gmail.
Let's Chat.podcast with.
Yes, at gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.
Bye.